the closer we get to the holiday season and Christmas and all that crap, more and more of these incidents are going to pop up. But thankfully, we have things like Twitter nowadays where we can get our messages out there and we can get our voices heard about these situations because companies, you know, from the delivery companies to companies like Sony, they need to know about these situations. And then, of course, you have the other side of the coin. The other side of the coin that impacts many more people with this because it limits the availability of getting your hands on a PlayStation 5 in the first place. Now, yesterday there was a big expose happening on PlayStation 5 scalpers where it was being reported that a group of individuals on a Discord server actually secured over 3,500 PlayStation 5s between them. And the whole sole purpose of this group was in order to scalp the PlayStation 5. They used
that could be helpful. That could be helpful.
The stock of this. You actually have to pay to get into this Discord server in order to access it.
Can you take this?
Chance to get a PlayStation 5 through their scandalous means and their scandalous variety of tools that they use to get it. It's like, this is ridiculous. This is a PlayStation 5. This is a toy, an entertainment thing. But the high demand of this system and the lack of availability of the system has really created this secondary market to where things like bots are able to swoop in and buy up all these systems because, let's be honest, like we said at the start of the video, you can't just call it
They're kidding. They're kidding.
Everything is being done online, and because of this, it just looks like there's infrastructure not set up in place to avoid these sort of situations because, once again, really cares who buys the PlayStation 5.
I'm in second place, by the way. I'm going for kitty this time. It looks like Sonic's it looks like Sonic's pimping on the screen. He has all the hose. Get it? Get it, kitty? Oh yeah. I keep giving you items because then so I can play this. Here, kitty, take it. You know what did this guy to spread? He was in second place, and I fired my rocket at him at a random spot, and I hit him. Whatever, that's one thing, but when you're selling it for $1,200, that's just absolutely disgusting. Why the guy because of supply? And unfortunately, yes, how about boot the best threesome? A threesome, just losing yourself having sex with each other. What do you expect? What do you expect? That's my whole Nicky. Matches? What, me? It's okay. Look at mine, red. Okay, you see mine? Mine has like a purple highlight, light.
Cautionary measures by setting up an account on all these websites. You are a bit ahead of the cusp when it comes to these things. Yes, the bots are still going to be on there. You'll be fighting against the bots, but at least you'll be beating out the mother who is trying to go on Target and has never used Target's website before and has no clue what you're doing. It's cutthroat out here, people. If you want to get a PlayStation 5, you're going to have to do things like this. It only takes a few minutes to set up accounts on all these websites, and it's something that I highly recommend doing if you want to have a good chance in order to get the PlayStation 5. But at the end of the day, we all have to remember something. The PlayStation 5 is simply an entertainment device. It is something that nobody really necessarily needs or anything like that. Even when you look at the game library of stuff put out there, it's really all that gripping to where you have to have a PlayStation 5 on day one. I mean, consoles, sure, you know, but you can play it on your PlayStation 3. Spider-Man Miles Morales, yes, I love that game. It's been a
No,
year,
I
but
was after the same thing.
PlayStation 4, you gotta be patient with things like this. Do not give it a scalp.
I was wanting to get that, and you took it.
Ridiculously high prices. Do not give the people that use these bots the satisfaction of knowing that, hey, we ended up screwing over a consumer by
Don't go.
doing this, because it's just an absolutely ridiculous situation. And then, of course, you have the fact that even if you order a PlayStation 5 and you secure that order, that is a wonderful situation. It's definitely being exemplified by the rise of the internet, by the rise of things like Twitter and social media, where everyone can air their grievances. And it's just something I wanted to talk about
Take it.
because people need to be aware of these things. It's just, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But let me know in the comment section down below what you think of everything. Did you manage to get a PlayStation 5? Or are you still holding out hope? What do you think about the scalpers, the bots, the FedEx drivers stealing your stuff? Unwavered by info from later in the series. If later info proves wrong, I will rescind. This is 12 hours of content on
Hey Katie, I was wondering, do they actually have pantyhose where one side's one color or is a different color? No. Do they have pantyhose where one side's blue, one side's pink?
Well, I have questions about this vaccine spread. I'm surprised.
What are they called anyway? What color pantyhose is it's called like one like this one color, one like the other color?
His family member decides to
What they call those penny holes like that?
get out undetected. Legend Sam destroys it. Again, like it's not. But I have never seen zombies just talk like they're Bethesda main character. Either way, I'm still surprised
No, I mean like it's like penny hose. Like one side is like blue, the other leg is like.
No, it's something you get this time. Pandemics only start for the dumbest reasons while security personnel are looking. You can argue it's him trying to get back. It didn't seem like that at the very onset of this.
Honestly, I honestly think that they should add DLC questions.
I can see the
Babylon, who has that? I know there's a blue bird, purple bird character in Sonic, and I know she's purple, but I just don't like her.
Besides the zombie story here, you should really suss this dude out since he has also been acting weird lately around underage kids. He injects her with things and has a problem to slow. Seems like the infection sparks the most when someone so why would you say this to them?
Pink flame. Because Black goes really well with. Right, Katie?
We can have a description of some of the symptoms. Body temperatures, good things. Zombie killers loudly attached long enough to comfortably take Zombie on was able to wipe the infrared pretty decently, despite what some students which is pretty better. Doctor does not question emergency services and seek you would notice pretty well when someone acting feral like that, emergency personnel would be asking anyone else who was there just it also actually makes sense for the turn rate's time span due to the severity and placement of light. So for once in the zombie series, -1 cent for the first infection is not really consistent. Zombie was just standing in there perfectly staring at the window. Why wouldn't she be attracted to the sound of the entire student body? One of the bullies is hit in the face as the doctor finds out the bully turns into a zombie. He's trying to hide his I realize I just raised the turn rate. And yes, it was on the cheek, but still, and the doctor now this is insane, but just with me to say,
I went behind Katie and Katie's right behind me. I'm in third place. Well, we can't go in the grass, so can you please quit doing that? Well, we can't get a, we can't get a boost.
Sounds genuinely funny. Besides my somehow is unfazed.
Hey, I dodged that. Basically, whenever after I fell and dropped back on the map, I had like temporarily invincibility. I could use some help. Katie, you know that train, you know those brawls you gave me, that one's like a wet black one? I'm wearing a white one right now.
Yeah, just a few seconds ago.
It makes me feel like me.
Honcho likes being a bottom, but has a no hiding. Good thing this zombie respects you.
I'm actually wearing a bra, right?
Showing off that he has plot armor shows another student.
I'm wearing a training bra, by the way. Like a sports bra. I wanted to give me while I was living with Chris. What? Nobody will get used to it. Well, you have to expect one of these days I'm going to have rest. So, like, you can get so we do team all with the shadows. Come on. Hey, Red, do you want to hear my horn? What, Katie? X? Come on, Red. You'll find my horn very soon.
Lucky for them, it's always someone else that gets attacked in front of them in a surprise attack.
Oh, goodness.
This genuinely felt like something that would happen to somebody in a zombie apocalypse. No gallantry, heroics, badassery, none of that how to beat shit. Just genuine, well, you got caught and tried, and you died. Despite him staying on that ladder for
there's one thing that didn't do right in this game is when you racing, you can barely see your thing. It's not a big thing. I'm in first place, dude.
Snaps your back. But then, simply stare at her long enough to take it in. Archery arrives back on campus to see students and some other students. We haven't really left campus yet. They're kind of just staying on campus. Students deserve as long as they can. Make sure to keep your shut just in case. Sensible people.
I'm trying my best to find out where. Say that word everywhere.
They do water access and stuff, but you're risking your firefighter dad's life. Why not instead say something like an active shooter or knife-wielding maniac is loose in the school to get an armed response immediately? I think that would be a little more sensible. Coach Jinju appears and starts telling the kids to barricade the doors. Lucky for him, they didn't already start doing that, considering they were using their own bodies to do so before. The coach says he wasn't bit and openly leaves his butt mark out. A coward like him would actually want to go in. Now we have a lesson to check. The coach has enough time to get in and tell everyone to barricade themselves inside with him, and if his butt mark exposed,
I wish he was going the first person. Really cool.
Doesn't get bit by me. See your zombie come over and target in front of him to go after windows and doors off. You would think if they were that easy to take off, zombies earlier would have they're able to push the zombie down the stairs by his elevation. And all enough time to run down the hall before zombies to shoot the stairs again.
I was wrong. Hey, good thing I'm the only one on here. Honestly, they need to add DLC to this game, or they need to add, or they need to make a new game this year. So it's called 18 Racing 2. Paladin. What do you say? Well, I want my content for 8. Yeah, as I was talking about, I want more things for Daisy.
You would not do this. He would see the shattered window and and on that note, why was everyone just catching their breath with a fully broken window? You know they can crawl through, right? Why not immediately procure anything you can as a weapon and not wait until they start getting in? Start getting ready to defend yourself. And here we have the
being Metal Sonic,
arguing on how to handle the situation or how they would survive. Now why is there a sin? Because they are all at fault for not barricading the room in the first place. The bully in the kitchen pushes the girl into the wing of the zombie, and and just stays under the table. For a guy that's quick for violence, you'd think he'd use that time to get a weapon, like, I don't know, a kitchen knife cleaver instead of just sitting with thunder in the restroom as the honestly, it's pretty obvious she will turn instead of
Yeah, hey Red, you know how, by the time I got playing with the arcade last night, guess what time it was? 4 in the morning. Hey Red, I found out how to get I found out how to respond. Basically, if you're wanting to get let's say you're out there turning, okay, and you want a female. So the way you do it is you counter the opponent. You find an opponent. You see what gender it is. You run from it. Then you fast travel back to the team. You go back to utilize village. You go back to where that king will use it at, and you go counter the opponent again.
Now it's realistic to see one person.
Oh, by the way, guys, did you guys see the treads on my tails car? On the wheels? Ready? I had you know how like off-road tires look like when they need to red dirt or something like that? Like my tails, all wheels on my tails, like the wheels on my tails are like that. Honestly, I have to say this. Like, let's talk about male and female characters here. My favorite female character in Sonic is all. My and my favorite male character in Sonic is isn't it?
After being bitten, would not immediately get in a car with an infected and handcuffed person. But hey, whatever, so it looks pretty cool. Several bystanders at the wreck get bitten and turn instantly. Why? Because of the background character DNA. Your background character turned like that movement while it's back to that and it's not crying and trying to use zombies. And as she goes out, she just stares at
Oh, I need it.
Now I realize this show is a society showcasing so much more actors in the stories and these are the big questions. It's just tires. The hose breaks the window around. Someone goes to check without any sound being made. And then jump scare right on right. Saw the attacks of the hose. That's why
Invincibility. Does he actually say that?
That makes the rich girl long gone, but he is infected with the saliva can vary alternately. They all say she's doing this and that it's cruel as she's like death. Yeah, exactly, dude. Yeah, it's like emotions and personal history aside, realism is what's pretty and pretty good. And we have a teacher chiming in and saying you should have isolated yourself.
Because I know it was his argument for it. Any outbreaks I get, I take a drinker's over.
Somehow surviving this, he discovers that, in fact, a sufficient stab to the neck takes them out. And I guess that's where it shows. I guess that shows me up That's when the virus decides this guy lady with a limp can outrun full sprint infected. Now Jan is forced to go inside Yansu's quarantine to apologize.
Yeah, mine's will start straighten this out. We do.
And intentionally infects him with a bloody rag. I get it's to show how heinous she is and the class disparity and all that, but to purposefully infect a person over being pushed and
well, you can help
really doesn't seem like a person is trying this one. It's just kind of putting yourself at risk just because someone makes you mad. You're
You guys ready? What was it about? Oh, by the way, in the DLC for the Mario Kart 8, there's actually a track called like Daisy's Flowers. So, Daisy's Flowers. Yeah. So honestly, the Angry Rose I think you read. What do you think she's cool? You have to admit, you got to see around the world, bro. What? Don't you say? Right, you do know moving on a fictional character's family is not going to work. Not
she's expecting answers about her son. Zombie. Like, girl, I know he was your son's friend. But you should know better by now. But whatever, old ladies and moms and dads are stupid and emotional and couldn't possibly rationalize anything. Asking the real questions, how and where are we going to be moving? Truly innovative for zombie media. This isn't sarcasm. This one said, the bully escapes the school and avoids getting bitten. In all these situations here, his escape plan is off the chain while he struggles to get it moving. No zombie catches up to him here. Lucky for him, not a single zombie was close enough to attack him in his panic. Long enough for him to find the door to shut in the nick of time as the horde slams against it. Three zombies in this room, pressing to death, crowds swarming out, and then out of nowhere, was the first one pulling with the bullet. He's pretty damn efficient with a knife, and he gets to have this slow, mixed just staring at nothing seconds, like a zombie Francis, the archery girl, about going to college for being good at archery. What? I'm so lucky we're both to be on a good side of it. Like, archer in a zombie apocalypse with guns.
Oh, you know how you know PCS, right? Or Kodak? Yeah. I mean, like, have you seen that, like, you know that pink smoker with the gun on top of it? When you grab it, I think you know that outfit that Chase is wearing when you use imagine Daisy like that, but Daisy's toast. The one like the old mushroom dress like that. Let's do the two.
The restroom squad overnight fashioned spears to defend themselves. It really shouldn't take a high-class archer to come up with this idea. Other groups. The bullies forced this guy to record Hisu as she was forced to undress and scheduled video post to go up online at 9 a.m. unless they were paid. Well, the zombie apocalypse happens, so the post went up and the girl panics. But I just don't think anyone will really care due to the zombie apocalypse, considering most, if not all, the people Bessie and her family are probably dead anyways. And even if so, this kind of video would be sketchy as fuck to anyone, and many would consider this sexual harassment, and social media would delete this post pretty quickly. But regardless, she's gonna go inside the school to find the bully's phone. Okay, I get that this was horrible and she was suicidal, but what good is it gonna do if you're dead? I mean, it's a whole lot of irrationality, but I get it, teens are irrational. Hisu gets chased down by herself and bitten by dozens of zombies, but it is revealed she doesn't turn, giving us another twist as she walks away bloody, but still human, without any zombies paying her any mind now, showing she is indeed infected. Interesting. -1 cent. Soo Hyuk and Chung Sun scaled the windows to get to the classroom to procure a phone to figure out the outside world situation. Unlucky for them, at that exact moment did the infected Hisu arrive to smash every phone to prevent anyone from seeing the posts about her. I guess the virus infecting unturned people still gives them pretty good dramatic timing. Hisu sees the team trying to grab the phone and flies into a furious rage, gaining the attention of a number of zombies. Chung finds a busted phone, so he dives into the zombies to get it working. Lucky for them, these zombies are all incompetent at their jobs and flailing about on equipment for him to check the phone and install enough for them to
Eggman!
The firefighters pull off a good defense with these civilians. Desks and fire hoses. Really creative, and maybe I was wrong about sending firefighters out of the office, especially since most of the cops here died within moments.
That's it, I'm leaving.
We didn't set out just to make good coffee. We set out to make something that would bring us rest and people. Whether it's the start of someone's day, suppressing the horde with law, they need a second fireman to cut the padlock to the roof. This one businessman doesn't stay there to help their own line of defense and at least hold the door closed. No, he just runs off. As the group gets the padlock cut open, the sole fireman fends off 2 separate hordes and still makes it out unscathed without any zombies still chasing after. How? Jung-sun somehow doesn't get bitten numerous times here.
I think it was. I took your immortality away.
Using the phone, he records this saying he will send it to the police and says the bully is human trash. Police are busy.
What?
Or dead, first off. And 2, the guy has a bloody knife and is obviously a psychopath. I get trying to be truthful and symbolize this character's essence, but sometimes you gotta play both fields and not antagonize the guy that could stab and either kill you or infect you with tainted blood. Hell, he just slit the principal's throat. Hand over the phone, he can figure something out, work with him, and then he can turn on him later when he least expects it. Also, what are the chances of him running into 2 separate but conflicting survivors over acquiring a singular phone? Aren't phones easily attainable commodities in today's day and age, despite school regulations? Only the bully chases him down and is ninja zombie only to easily stab him. Good thing the zombies have spared themselves out after all that noise they had been making was made, so they can have this long, dramatic chase. The bully throws a knife like a pro Call of Duty player and perfectly stabs him from far. I don't see how he pulled this off. Maybe if he was in the archery class and specialized in throwing weapons, yeah, sure. And all of this while being chased by a horde. You'd think you'd want to keep the knife on you, but whatever. We get an in-depth look at the city under martial law and quarantine and how people in the country outside it act in the stock market. Oh no! Outside healthy people refuse
hell yeah, if money ran to the sky, I would pay up so much money, I would last me on my time lapse.
Further, good to see perspectives in the grand scale instead of just the small kids and their families. -1 cent. Bully continues his chong chase into
No
the
way,
library
no
where
way.
there is a books. Of course it hurt. Chung is pushed off by him.
No way, no way, wait. I got a better idea. How about what if you plant 2 quarters in your backyard? Weeks go by and boom, you get yourself your own money tree.
swing here. Chong struggles to climb this bookcase and somehow doesn't get bitten in the shin, leg, foot, or anything. Two face off on separate bookcases as zombies try and get up to them. Bully wants the phone so the vid doesn't get leaked. Why not compromise and say, can we at least use this to call for help and I won't say anything? No, you're just gonna let this guy kill you over a phone you can probably find elsewhere or a computer you can use? Bully tackles Chong, causing him to bash his head on the bookcase. With potential concussion, he is still able to avoid being bitten numerous times here. They have a little Lion King battle on top of the bookcases. Bully has him pinned as he grabs the phone. Chong slaps the phone in the air and gracefully catches it with his other hand. Bro, okay. Now have the zombies not knocked this case over by now? Chong stabs him in the eye with the corner of the phone. I guess you can see that as symbolic and allows him to push the bully into the board, but I just can't see you stabbing somebody that deeply with a phone. We have seen just one zombie being able to disembowel someone, but hordes of infected can barely fight up the main characters that end up surviving the infection. With the horde now off the bully's body, they now decide to start knocking over the bookcases like dominoes because their virus knows the dramatic battle is over. This library glass door somehow isn't broken in a similar fashion to the cafeteria glass doors that were easily shattered by the infection.
I don't get those
earlier. One time, Chong is actually about to get bitten, and he is saved by the archer. Good timing. Thankfully, no zombies noticed healthy survivors just standing there. Not only that, but they saved Chong, but don't see Chong after the zombie was attacking him in the wall. You wouldn't think they would have noticed him running there. But so, Chong finally gets time to use the phone, and the archers finally find a computer to get online. And we get perfectly timed press conferences saying they are cutting phone and internet services. What? To improve operations efficiency, I can get limiting phone calls, but emergency ones? Is this really a thing, or just a plot device to make communication more difficult? It wouldn't make sense to get rid of every form of communication possible, as they cite big issues. Well, I'm not for generic moments in zombie
on the
media,
second part of Rams, you go on the left side and you can actually drive off one of the ledges and find it.
But no, we have to we see the zombie teen mom still strapped to the door with her baby across the room. It's been there overnight, and this baby is not crying out loud despite being left alone with a bunch of growling zombies for hours on end. How? And how has she not gotten loose and eaten this baby alive at this point, or how have none of the zombies broken through the glass? The cop and his new buddy go to jumpstart a car, and his new buddy decides to be loud while sinking towards it. Okay, whatever. They get out, and it doesn't start, and in a weird sequence, they somehow get out unscathed numerous times, even though they were trapped in a car. Also, I did not speed up this footage, that's just how it is. The cop ends up in the chicken restaurant with zombie teen mom, gets a pair of scissors ready to kill her, and sees that she is tied up and just sits down and doesn't pay her any mind. Wouldn't you want to kill this threat in case it wiggles loose and all, potentially bites him? The cop's new buddy is more scared of a silent baby wrapped in cloth than the feral woman across the room or the zombies banging at the window. Chong's on busts out the cramped maintenance shaft and is able to maneuver around these zombies sloppily. Look, I'm sure you're tired of me saying it without getting bit, but hey, I'm tired too. And we aren't even halfway done with the show yet, so let's keep it going, baby! This zombie busts down the door so easily, but others can barely tap glass. Okay, he is caught between two hordes. Lucky for him, an unbroken door was nearby with no zombies in the way to shut the door just in time as zombies slam against it. Cliche. The archer girl says they should go to the archery room for their emergency phone and to get more arrows, so they go out the window. The horde gives them enough time to have people jump out, take their time, and to only stun one zombie at a time while the others just keep running in place. The classroom group had people retrieve drones from the science room to find Changshan, then flat out to see further out only for this girl to see her zombified parents. I don't know much of what the drone was here to accomplish or what it was done here, except waste its potential by letting it die in an unretrievable place amongst a ton of zombies. You know what they could have done? They could have used that to scout areas ahead to see if it's safe, or, use drones as distractions to lure hordes away from potential locations they won't to go to. But no, we're just gonna let it fly out super far and die. Okay. The bully reanimates as a half-human, half-zombie hybrid that a flashback of Doc Lee says is due to the virus mutant. More on that in my Why You Wouldn't Survive video, go check it out. But we get an interesting scene of zombies ignoring him as he lets his anger over Chong Song swell up as he discovers his abilities. It's a pretty neat, new, and additional threat, so I'm gonna take off the sin right here. They devise a plan to use the PA system to distract zombies with music on speakers to escape and to communicate with Chong Song. Not a bad idea, but it didn't dawn on y'all or any of you to use it beforehand, especially after
I just lost my ring, damn it.
the zombies are distracted, except for one bumping into a wall over and over again, so they assume it's dead. They try sneaking past it, but why not just kill it while it's looking away before it turns around? Of course, we see half of a body lying there dead. How did the bully and the suicide girl both not end up like this before turning? The bully hunts them because of the PA announcement and discovers their plan to get to the roof. Because somehow he had to figure this out. Soo-hyuk is left behind.
I wonder what KPH
ally saves him. Bully says he wants to kill Chong-san, causing a 1v1 fight to happen. Hyuk is getting
I wonder what KPH means.
President shows up to get bitten by the bully. Where was everyone else, and why would the small girl be the only one to go check on Soo-hyuk? Hyuk easily pushes him out this conveniently placed window, despite these half-beings being stronger than a regular human. The archery squad has to open a number lock for the archery room. But the archers didn't think to tell Edgy Girl or the Fat Dude the code beforehand, so if there's more stress, you'd think they would tell them about the code on this lock that is so important. Getting inside without getting bitten and just shut the door just as the zombies slam against it. Cliche. They just realize Seahawk and Class Prez aren't around. They go outside and they are conveniently running towards them with the horde in tow to shut the door.
Oh, it means kilometer per hour.
Cliche combo. Earlier, Chong-san left a zombie pinned under a piano alive. They return to this room and just say to leave it alone and ignore it. Why not kill something that could wiggle out and bite someone? Why just leave it there? The living conditions within the quarantine camp are heated and low, with special ops saying they'll have to quarantine for at least a month, which is pretty fair considering this virus makes zombies. But the firefighter is able to knock out 2 armed guards and procure their apparel. One of them would have started blasting for sure and shot him up. Class Prez Namra reveals her bully bite, and for the first time, one of the classroom students thinks to procure a weapon to kill her. Not for the preparation of a potential attack, not for the live zombie in the room with you that can wiggle out at any moment. No, you have to finally procure a weapon because a main character showed they have a bite.
I know, before you get off, Katie, we honestly need to play either Pizza again, Crash again, GTA again.
Zombie blood on his face earlier, but why is no one wearing that at all? Nemrod stays on the windowsill and says to push her if she starts turning and going feral. That is a good ultimatum to see how a light from someone potentially infected could turn out. Nemrod starts filling in now to crabs and notes how good
also Katie, sometimes I wanna get you the Yu-Gi-Oh! Life the Duelist link of this game. That way you can get into Yu-Gi-Oh! a little bit.
Brings up the fact that Namra may be immune or a carrier, as shown in movies. Good to see zombie sins in zombie movies are reflecting on people and movie characters. Minus one said, they look to drive the chicken restaurant's moped to get away. But where did that horde of zombies that had been
honestly, the local games you need to get is Sword or Shield, Rubber Shield, like the Arceus, and Diamond or Shining Pearl.
How did she survive this long, and why does she show up now? Because having a baby to save for suspense wasn't enough. Getting in the door as it closes in time, blah, blah, blah. At least we know. At least there's the zombies I was talking about at the window.
There'll be Legends of Arceus, and that one you can't play together on.
Humans, despite how hammy.
I'm
kind of enjoying how meta these teens are being about zombies.
I have all 3.
They are openly saying how thirsty and hungry they are, and the rich bitch from earlier is hiding in the supply closet locked off, full of
Honestly,
she
gets shield.
Out and reveal herself and all the goodies. The group decides to start talking about her and blaming her for everything that's been going on, so she stops and doesn't say anything. What timing to prevent them from
with the two DLC expansion too.
Hey, we are disguised. Well, the reasonable way out
All
of
right.
this camp is just to climb over the wall. That's not suspicious
So,
whatsoever. He gets caught going over the wall. Who's seen that coming? And a
yeah, before
suspicious
you guys
guard
head off,
asks him
I want to look at the games that we play together, and we can
and he
actually make
knocks
a
another
schedule
armed
or
guard
something
out
like
and
that.
avoids being shot by trained professionals from above. Really don't know why he had to take this route. He could have just pretended to be a guard and kind of just walked out saying he's doing his rounds. They start trying to break the supply closet door open, causing the zombies outside to nearly break in.
Damn it.
Stick to the
Yeah,
line.
yeah,
Instead
come
of
on,
risking
right?
that amount of noise. There's got to be another way in. A firefighter
Okay,
only gets
11.
shot once, being shot at by numerous guards as he dives into the water. The police raid a mall to find survivors, and this spec ops dude, trained as a professional, gets surprise attacked by ninja zombies. Amron describes what it's like being a hammy, saying she
Oh
has
yeah, right. I just want to ask you when does the come out for
she hasn't turned angry or crazy, so I guess the cure or some shit. Eugene displays a heightened sense of hearing and enough strength to pull knobs out.
Yeah, I was wondering when do you when the sign up for the tournament happens.
When she was getting bullied, and she tries to be a good person and eat a goldfish to pacify her craving for flesh. The teacher attacks her, fearing she's infected, and she retaliates against him by eating her alive. This was a very intense scene that showcased how she tried to hold back, but fell into her cravings because of the anger she holds deep. -1 cent. All the hammies suddenly gain a super sense of hearing, all at the exact same time, despite alternating at different points, like they're all part of a hive mind. As they use their new powers, they're trying to find safety for others, or use it to hunt others down. It's a pretty good parallel of how hammies will work in this coming new world order. -1 cent. The bully in UG sure do keep running into people that only reassure their notions that other people see them as scum. I'm really not liking that a lot of these people act like characters and not people to put plot elements before they die. This other bully under the car has been there for who knows how long, and he would not be so quick to rush one of his associate bullies out so quickly. Having a psychopath and a vengeful girl turning people into zombies that follow their voice is a tense plot element. -1 cent. The firefighter gets to this police station, I guess somehow alive after being shot, gets into the armory, and is able to load a shotgun in the nick of time right before two zombies break in. Good timing. As an American, I'm just glad to see hamburger and a beer to feel home with you. Despite firing a shotgun, these zombies would fight to the break. Don't come running from the closet. So you can run scot-free to the two cops ending up somehow outside and escape on the boat in that destination. Somehow, without any issue, like rescue team rewards along the way. Then, for fuck's sake, I still shows no matter why the economy suddenly become great west, saving every person in the country. Going way out of your way to save by stopping while zombies are still chasing you. And you're the only one that knows about the laptop and its supposed cure. Probably the only person that has a chance of stopping this. Why is this playing out? Not like the protagonist stopping others appearing to be suicide lists for some random survivors. It's harder to just like any sane person would. Probably finding out that can't say that much. The classic American zombies one act to reach the front and every zombie on campus there so they can escape out the back door easily to get up to the roof while a camera plays on TV for distractions. Good planning. -1 cent. They get to the roof and realize the door is locked. You would have thought they'd use that drone earlier to check the roof during the scan of the school, or scout out the door to the roof with 1 or 2 people because you guys have snuck out before, instead of hinging your entire plan on getting to the roof, hoping the door is open as everyone bangs on the door, attempting to hack it with a science skill of 12, and bleeding through it, not knowing if there is even anybody up there. You really should have planned the end game of this whole thing a little bit better. Also, lucky for them, and the kid, Shoal Sue, that's been on the roof this entire time, the Army decided to send a Black Hawk helicopter at that exact moment for rescue, which also reasonably draws the attention of every zombie in the area there, so we can have this really dramatic class is able to slow down the horde from above. -1 cent for thinking strategically. Chulsu says he is the sole survivor and escapes in a helicopter. Some people really would do this, especially after being alone for that long and not knowing what's on the other side of that door. -1 cent for reality. Bully the bully carries a zombie past the tarp and slowly approaches Chung's son, allowing him to whack him a few times to show how strong he is. But then, Namra says, nah, I'm strong. With the amount of bloodlust this bully has, you'd think he would have went for the kill just in case another zombie would bite him. Which, lucky for them, zombies didn't bite them. As they have their backs against the wall, the handy UG starts
Hey man, please look at me evolve.
the fire alarm systems to unlock the roof door immediately. Good thing during her long stroll that the moment she starts burning the school is the exact moment they needed the door to open. And there was even an automatic door system that does this in the first place. The helicopter leaves the moment they get on the roof, giving me some Left 4 Dead 2 flashbacks. If only you guys planned better, you wouldn't be saying, "Goddamn whirly bird left without us." The cop puts a stent on the streamer's broken leg as the cop's buddy rolls back up in a bus. How did he procure a full, undamaged bus with a baby and child in tow, but struggled to get a moped with a cop before? The streamer barely makes this jump to the bus roof and doesn't get bitten here, and they get away with no issue. UG is run over by the bus the cops are driving because they are the only people left in the city, and these stray characters have all got to meet at some point. They and the bus are shot at by a team of Spec Ops students, and no one is hit by a single bullet. Were these warning shots? Why shoot around them if you think they're infected? Why not say something like, "Get on the ground," or "Hands up, are you infected?" No, you shoot the ground first and ask questions later. That doesn't make sense either way you look at it. Well, good thing the cop says he's a cop after the fact. The archer teaches the bitchy kid how to shoot. Good on them to have more capable fighters. -1 cent. Rich bitch Nayan has a flashback showing the teacher sacrificing herself to save Nayan, showing how the teacher was bit so easily in a skirmish because she isn't a main character with plot armor. Miss Park kicks the zombie and it just sits there growling and staring long enough to give them some distance. Miss Park was able to shut Nayan in the room in time, but doesn't get eaten alive by this group of other zombies. I realize she is bitten and zombies don't go after tainted meat, but she hasn't turned yet, and zombies will usually go after someone and eat them alive until a full transformation has occurred. So basically the virus was like, it looks like you guys really need a moment. You need to traumatize this girl and tell her to live before you turn. So I'm going to tell the zombies to not attack you. You just need a moment. Nayan finally leaves the supply room riddled with guilt and ready to bring the food to everyone when the bully shows up, asking her about hunger, and eats her. You'd think she would have left in the commotion for
So Angel, what are you doing right
when
now?
everyone was potentially escaping to the helicopter on the roof. Apparently this window was the only way for Bully the Bully to climb up to the roof.
What are you doing right
Why
now?
did he have to go to this specific room to climb up? This dead dude could have easily climbed up there at any point while everyone is singing "Fight On."
Think he's playing Rayman or something?
Drives his mother's chunks outside.
Yeah.
Drives this window in him. A rooftop battle ensues, and they are able to put up a fight against something that can do this.
What you doing?
I'm like, he's like,
Where you going to be?
no, I'm saying like he's an archer.
Oh, I thought you said you was getting home.
So that was Brett and Katie.
Oh,
Go watch my Why You Wouldn't Survive video to see more about the But anyways, as the discussion is we just see a cop that says he has the answers to all of this. First, wow, and of course the cop somehow gets transported here.
sees her as alive. Is it in their genetics to just ignore someone being a zombie despite it being blatantly obvious? For the second time on the show, the main cast actually gets weapons to kill a zombie, but not for self-defense or survival, but to kill someone so significant to protect his friends while outside and zombies are nearby. I realize I'm supposed to be emotional. I see family dead as but the way this was laid out, how it went about, if it just happened like zombies watch this all go down. Zombies don't catch up to chunks on despite stopping the retreat has been prevented. And while inside, he is don't need that extra poison. After 10 seconds, the other one goes off. Doesn't even consider what's to get up as the zombie still functions, giving enough time for this guy to save her.
Notion still continues to be the easiest way to just get information centralized somewhere and then shot out to somebody else.
What the hell is that? Archer Girl saves them just in the nick of time to merge these two groups. And this time, a hit to the head actually kills it. The class gets to the gym building rather loudly and to find a group of sports zombies has been chilling in here the whole time. These zombies haven't left despite numerous helicopters flying by, all the alarms going off, and all the other noises being made the last 2 days. No, just chilled in the gym and didn't feel like going out. Okay, the fat guy, despite whining nonstop and not wanting to be brave and never wanting to leave safe havens, suddenly decides to sacrifice himself and get swarmed to hold back a few zombies. Yeah, because a person like him would suddenly do all that, and not because we need to start thinning the cast at the end of the season. The girl that ran away is still panicking out in the open crying, because, again, end of the season time to kill side characters off for no reason because they survived up until this point, but don't care anymore once outside of school. She starts breaking down and doesn't care if she lives or not against it. The secret of the laptop reveals that. Nope, no cure, no hope. Kill everyone and burn their bodies. The virus is just that bad. I appreciate this, and the doctor basically pulled the biggest unintentional troll move on the police officer. Death. Butt memes aside, this is what I prefer to hear. No magical medical MacGuffin for an unnatural disease that mutates faster than it can be analyzed. Minus 3 cents. The class decides to start making tools and stuff to fight hordes. I'm surprised the bully isn't able to hear this and come running. They all suit up in sports gear to prevent getting bitten. Finally, some smart moves. Minus 1 cent. In this commotion, the bully realizes where they are because of their smell, not the obnoxious amount of sound being made as soon as they bust out the door. They hold off the infected in a Trojan circle formation to get through the gym. However, no one has any protection on the one thing that is openly available for zombies to buy as they rush this jury room: their hands. Everyone has shoulder pads, braces, knee pads, and more, but was there not a single glove or something you could have used to protect your hands while y'all did this? And they really should have also made more time to try and fashion sharp objects to stab the zombies in the head and have like 2 to 3 designated survivors pick at each zombie to lighten the load as they get on this jury rig as they're holding the line. Not just these baby blunt weapons to randomly and wildly hit the zombies. This girl's barely even hitting the zombie. There's no effect. Chun Yong pulls a zombie off Bitchy Girl and
I caught Alpha thoroughly.
His full hand in its face.
Is it shiny?
Easily, despite
No.
all that prep time they had, and even touching and passing off catcher's mitts earlier. I get that you don't have much maneuverability, but if you're just pushing a cart, that would be a lot better than getting bitten. What a dumb fucking way to die, especially for the nerd of the group who would probably be the best at knowing better. Now that he is bit, he goes over the barricade as a distraction, but somehow is able to keep a horde from pinning him down here to get eaten alive so he can pull the zombies off their barricade. Considering how many times he has been bitten, I'm surprised he lasted this long before turning. Also, forgot to mention, but the military finally realizes
What does merit
that
points do?
are dead that are brought back to life. And they act
What's merit points do?
I kinda love how high school students
Oh, that's for like, you know how you can get the items that's used to make your Pokemon evolve? Like the trade Pokemon? That's to buy stuff with. Let me guess, you found somebody in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I don't deal with crazy, moody, hungry chicks anymore. Despite a loss, the plan works as the students get to the exit. Once again, that exit door they're playing inches on is locked with their back against the wall. Getting some deja vu here. Lucky for them, the firefighter dad arrives at this type of door, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely in front of the gymnasium. Did you break the law? Probably should hurry up the elongated hug. Heartless son of a bitch. With the massive horde bearing down on the roof and the amount of noise that's probably attracting more zombies on the outside this way, it would really suck to be hugging and get bit from both directions. Now, not a sin, this is just something that happened while I was recording, but as you can see, this is a long-ass video, and while I was recording the footage, I thought it was originally just 10 episodes, and then when I went to go check, there was an additional 2 that I never saw, and this was my reaction. There's fucking 12 episodes? I thought it was 10. Oh my god. Now keep in mind, I like the show, but doing sins on a full season that I thought was 10 episodes and it's actually 12, I mean, it's time consuming, and nitpicking it this much has made it take a week to even write. I like the show despite some inconsistencies, weird plot points, and dumb decisions, but the zombies are cool, the camping plot is fresh, and I'm psyched to see how this all ends. Let's finish these last 2 episodes, okay? The students are all able to run outside and shut the door behind them just in time for the zombies to slam against it, cliche. Billy runs into Bold Cut Archer, who was split from the group earlier. The Archer is just chilling here in the giant gym with no zombies, slowly assorting arrows without any issue. Dude, front door. Bully bites him not out of hunger nor anger, but because he smelled Sean on him. Instead of pressing for more information, he bites him. Great deductive skills, dude. You'll get your answers easily that way. The dad gives them a game plan and short talk before zombies start showing up. Once again, zombies love giving the main cast time to breathe and strategize. The firefighter daddy rushes the zombie and snaps its leg. You risk getting bit right here to disable a zombie and look like a badass. That doesn't seem very efficient. They go inside a gated tennis court and suddenly every zombie around now decides to show up and break in the court, and they all get stomped on this tennis net. That thing would have probably collapsed the second that were tackled against it, or that most of them would have flipped right over and kept on charging. The firefighter does a pro gamer move and throws a flare and mounts to distract the court so they can all escape. -1 cent. Oh boy. As they escape, the flare fizzles out, and Fire Daddy starts blowing a whistle to draw their attention away from the kids. Dude, y'all could have all made it through that door, shut it, tied it up, and made some distance, and if there's more zombies, you have a couple more flares. Throw that out as you're running. But no! It's time to shut the door with you still inside, the kids on the other side, and stay behind so you can have valiant sacrifice time. This is the shittiest way I've seen someone die in a zombie show in a long time. Right up there with Tyrese's death in The Walking Dead. Dude survived a lot worse situations, guys gunning at him, tons of zombies chasing him throughout the streets, and he had all these supplies to do better. He had a shotgun and gave it up. I don't know what they were doing with this character, but +10 cents. That was dumb as hell. Not even 1 minute later, they get to this under construction building to safety, so Anjo can warn her.
I'm trying to find a piece of wood on here.
Any wood?
Should be here right now. This is so
Yeah, to do the charm for this quest.
cells harm the half zombie, half human hybrids and attracts regular zombies. So they plan on using war drones emitting 24 hertz of noise to bring zombies to 4 hotspots across the town so they can bomb the shit out of them. A competent military in a zombie show? Oh, -1 cent. Namra's hand beside is hungry, so she bites herself to curb the temptation. Tsuhyok says he shouldn't bite herself and should bite him instead so that he can become a Hammy too. Bruh, Kiki jokes aside, we've seen everyone else turn except for the Hammies. You know it's not guaranteed that you'll become one. What are you talking about? The army announces missiles will be deployed and for civilians to get underground or far away. When things can get worse and their time is of the essence, but guess who's back again? Almost just like pretending like he won't come back, he's right going the ass. Stop pushing him off buildings and actually kill him. The bully plays with his food again and dangles Chong-san over the edge until finally biting him. And the second after this happens, the drones start using their sound waves and debilitate him. Man, once the universe didn't give the main characters a perfect time to say, Chong pushes the bully off a high place for the third time in the season because we can't let the only villain die just yet. Although it did lead to this fun side effect. Chong-san gets to have a long, heartfelt goodbye to his love and friends before running in to sacrifice himself before he turns. In this instance, he is able to run around the construction line for quite a while, take down dozens of zombies with swirling tactics, making them fall to their deaths. I applaud the quick thinking, but wished we had something like this when a character wasn't dying and is somehow not turning yet. Still, I'll give it a -1. The two finally face off, discussing why they are enemies, and the bully finally gets the eye he wanted. Chong-san lasts long enough in the fight without ever succumbing to the infection in any way before the bombs go off, as they, again, fall, but this time are engulfed in flames. It's a nice little climactic fight, I suppose, with inconsistent infection time and a little bit cheesiness, especially ending it with falling, but hey, minus another set. The class returns to the blast zone to look for shelter, but more zombies show up to attack them, despite dozens of Spec Ops dudes already sweeping this area before with no infected interference. For the first fucking time, the whole squad decides to grab weapons and prepare to fight zombies. It only took tons of red stones, bombs dropping, and 11.5 episodes, but we are finally here, despite another sacrifice, and fight choreography. It finally felt like I'm seeing people know what zombies are and actually tackle them head on instead of being stupid. -1 set. Wu Jin begins to turn, and the bitchy girl prepares to kill him before that happens. But no. The sister's like, no, not him. I'd rather see him turn into a zombie and potentially bite one of us. I get it, emotional stuff, but still, Namra's urges become too much as she abandons the group to prevent her. They find her eating a zombie, which causes her to go feral and attack on Joe like a full-blooded zombie would before holding back at the very last second before biting her. She runs off, not listening to her. This is really, truly tragic, and I wish we could have this kind of development and more details about the end of the series. But that said, survivors still be required to quarantine for 4 months, just to be sure. Fair enough. Good to see military efforts actually working. I just hope a season 2 doesn't have a second outbreak pop up like 28 weeks later or anything. So, -1 set. The remaining high school survivors meet on the high school rooftop during curfew after seeing a lit campfire there, hoping to find the class president. She does indeed show up and explains she cannot return to human society as she now has her own group of Hammies that she met that were from the school that we never saw, but yeah, no, they were there, believe me. So she rolls with them and dips out, ending the season on a society of Hammies being out there somewhere. I swear to God, if they pull a 28 weeks later thing and she reunites with her former lover and kisses him, but they don't realize Saliva contracts the virus despite that whole handkerchief thing, I'm just gonna blow a fucking gasket. Okay, I'm done. This is taking so long. Let's get to the sentence and the bloopers. Wow.
I just caught alpha parasite.
Just walking around here, whatever.
Wait, huh?
Just get away from there. Okay. Guys, we're walking around.
Yeah, I caught alpha parasite.
Or you call something new?
I think there's someone hanging right there. I'm not even kidding. This is. I'm not. This isn't a joke, guys. That's a fucking person.
Condi. Tell your butt talking shit.
I know it's our job to help this guy and everything, but I think this guy's a lost cause. He's obviously made up his mind. Why don't we just cut our losses and get out of here?
BK, exercise, Jeff. Because we have the name of Jesus.
Hello, Discover Card here to explain our cashback match. We match all of the cashback you earn at the end of your first year, automatically. It's that simple. Discover. Exceptionally common sense. Learn more at discover.com/match. Limitations apply.
Let's cut our alpha. Angel, it said my float still has idea for a new move. How do I teach a new move?
I don't know. I think it last moves over time.
I'm back. I went to use the restroom. Angel.
Huh?
I cut that shiny ponytail. That means now I have 3 shinies, which is Arceus. Angel. Oh, by the way, guess what I caught?
What?
I found a space-time distortion, and I caught a Sylveon. I caught Sylveon. That means I can be at rank 4 now. Hell yeah! Angel, whenever I get my Pokemon for Pokemon Home for Legends of Arceus, I am going to help you guys catch trade. You guys get the Pokemon completed. Hey, Zero, if you're there, do you have Legends Arceus? Angel?
Huh?
Did you fall asleep?
Yeah. Yeah, I fell asleep a couple of times.
You might want to get something to drink or something. Because
You
falling
did?
asleep.
Yeah, I know I do it. I fall asleep and then I wake back up. I always do that.
Because you know that you know it's bad to fall asleep when you're streaming, right? You
Yeah,
know
I
it's
know
bad to
what it
fall.
happens. And all the people that subscribe to me, they know I fall asleep. My subscribers know. I had one person that didn't, but I'm pretty much sure he's probably gone. Cause he said he don't know. That was one of my friends. He from a different country. He from a country. He from Norway.
Okay, Zero. It's just I heard Angel told me you had it.
I thought I saw him playing it, unless he didn't have. Unless I saw somebody else playing, but I thought he had it. Unless he had it and he don't have it no more. Cause I thought for sure I saw him playing it.
So what are you doing now on the? Are you doing online stuff?
Yeah, the chance. the repeat.
I'm guessing you're playing Legend Arceus too? Angel?
Huh? You say something?
I'm guessing you're playing Legends Arceus as well?
No, I'm not playing Legend of Arceus right now. But I thought for sure he had the game. Maybe I was wrong. Cause I thought one day I saw him playing. Might have been somebody else playing it. And I probably just thought it was him. But I know when you look at somebody's profile, it'll tell you what they play.
some throwaway. Oh, and then you can shoot. Oh man, these moves are expensive. So let's see what Growlette can learn. Magical Leaf. It's almost worth it because my other move, grass move, is straight to grass. Man, what a business model. Okay. Well, let's check out like what I don't want to spend a whole lot of money, so I gotta find out what to do, maybe all these other kind of fire moves, really. Maybe the latter game, Fire Fang? Ice. Shane should learn quite a bit. Okay, yeah, this, well, I can learn these right now. I can save up before you come back again. That's pretty dope. Oh. Right, but yeah, that's how you learn moves here. Good little tidbit for you. Put a pocket on pocket. Alright, but yeah, that's,
What is a YouTube support show? Back to another video now. Something really crazy is that when I played this game originally, I did not know how to change it. I played through most of the game using the basic moves that Pokemon would have. Now, generally, when a Pokemon levels up, you actually have to move to a new move to learn the what Pokemon was at to go into the racing move and change it. It's because now in Legends, you have a new quality of life change. Basically, not every move is added to a certain move. You want to teach your Pokemon moves they don't want to learn. Not necessarily go to her. And basically, add your new Pokemon move. Now, that's the thing with Lucario, for instance. Lucario, we choose him, and we want to give him Shadow Ball. So Shadow Ball will cost $2,000. It's basically like your TM. That's where you go for all your TM. So basically, let Lucario learn just fire and all be added to the team. The cool thing about the Fire Light Chain is you can basically add or take these away for his life. So let's say you want him to learn Shadow Ball. It's just going to cost $2,000. Mario now knows Shadow Ball. Now, I found this out not too long into the game, but what I did not realize is how to actually change this. So it's very simple now. Like I said, call it light change. You basically just go to the party menu and literally just click on that change move. You now change the move in name.
Gold medals and counting. Black box. Come over to the savvy side.
Many people joke about Korean dramas keeping the lights on. Netflix has sitcoms, but it's becoming a reality. Even though so many people are tuning in, there's still many things that you probably missed in all of it. Let's go over them. of references to real-world artists. I mean, it's a high school full of young people. Of course there will be some fans of K-pop. Right in the first episode, we see an Easter egg on a backpack. The tiny bunny is probably as famous as the creator himself. Many fans pointed out that it's the famous BT21 cookie charm, which was sketched by none other than BTS's Jungkook. However, it might be just a generic cute bunny plushie since it's missing its signature folded ear. Another appearance of K-pop idols happens right in the following episode. When So-hyuk is trying to make it back to the gang after being separated, he has to hide in the arts room. And as he tries to jump out of the window to avoid getting bitten, we get a shot of drawings on the wall. There are only 2 pictures, and fans quickly identify who is in those pictures. The talk is about Twice's Tui and Oh My Girls' Yua. Yua's drawing is her posing for a selfie, while Chui's picture comes from the Feel Special photo shoot. It's understandable why they're in the arts room, since they are both a work of art. Tui actually watched the show and gave it a shout out on a Be Live with Nyan. I wonder if she noticed her face being in the show, even though she didn't mention it. Another idol that was seen in the middle of the zombie chaos was Suzy. Suzy's face is everywhere in Korea, being the CF queen she is. Her beautiful face was adoring the Soju poster that could have been seen outside the shop in episode 12. Many other celebrities did an ad for Soju brands, such as Blackpink's Jennie or IU, but Suzy's was one for the books. Even the fictional city of Hyosan can't resist her. Onjo's scratched hand. I know it's shown at the beginning of the show, but let me revisit the moment. When Hyunju becomes the first victim to the Jonas virus, the kids help her to get to the infirmary. There, while trying to hold her down while a nurse sedates her, Onjo gets scratched on her hand while the nurse gets fully bitten. Onjo's hand gets wrapped up and never gets mentioned again, while the nurse turns into a zombie, further infecting the entire school. Many fans online rushed to nitpick this scene, arguing if Onjo's forgotten scratch could mean anything. Since she wasn't bitten, I don't think that she's a mutated zombie. She easily could have mentioned it when Dongsu got scratched later, and everyone treated him like he was going to turn any minute, don't you think? Some people think that this is not the end of Onjo, as she will have more struggles to go through in the future. So maybe there will be something going on with her in season 2? We'll just have to wait and see. The hidden actress. There are lots of extras in the show, ranging from classmates to the population of the fictional city of Hillsun. Some of them are more significant than the others, and some of them can be easily missed as you're trying not to blink in fear that some of your faves will get bitten. Well, before the entire outbreak even began, there was a scene of the high school students crossing the road quickly so they wouldn't get marked for being late. And in this scene, there's a particular actress that stands out from the crowd by carrying her backpack in the front. This student is played by Maureen Joyce Guerra, who is a Filipina actress, and, well, she's not just an ordinary girl. She doesn't have a name or any lines, and her character is referred to just as a classmate of Uji and Weenam. We can see her in one more shot where you can see her face a little better. It's in the class when Weenam is hurting Uji by writing on her t-shirt. Maureen is actually sitting in front of Uji. But who is she? She came to Korea in 2015 as a student and has remained in the country ever since. The actress doesn't even have acting as her main profession. She's a manager of a financial firm. When asked about how she got the role, she says, "I was just sent there by my acting agency since I mostly played Korean high school student roles. I started filming for the series in June 2020. Even though it's been a while since she stepped foot into high school, she still can easily pass as a high school student." She also answered that her favorite people to film the show with were the charming duo of Park Ji-woo and Kim Tan-young and Wonjo and Chong-san. This actually wasn't her first time filming these films. That's the biggest shocker. This isn't her first acting gig in a big K-drama. Nope, Noreen has appeared in nearly all of her favorite dramas, and I'm not even kidding. She's just always hiding in plain sight. You could have seen her face on dramas like Our Beloved Summer, Moonshine, Record of Youth, True Beauty, Dr. John, You Are My Spring, The King, Eternal Monarch, Hospital Playlist, and My Name. She has appeared in over 85 dramas so far. Next time you decide to binge a new K-drama, you better watch out for her. Tong-san might be alive. Spoilers ahead, guys. Tong-san's ending could probably be all of us. The last shot we see of her is his body covered in ashes. And even though I'm not announcing
Charlie from your mind.
not every single person gets bitten turns into a zombie. You'll see a few examples throughout the show, like Uji, Weenam, and Nanda. But people who survive getting bitten, it's explained through the show that the Jonas virus kills all the normal cells, and the virus is able to live in actually at years. It can be a monster in a human body, but there's a catch. Those who turn into zombies tend to live. Their will to live is way stronger than the virus.
Oh, great! I'm on rank 4.
Wait, you're in full?
Yep, on Xerxes. I cannot use leading balls.
Wait, how did you get to in full?
Pokemon.
So it's not about. Wait, what area you must be on, like the fourth area.
I haven't found the second noble yet.
What's the second noble?
I think it has to be the Earth Ring evolution.
Wait, you just on that part and you got the fourth star?
Dry eye symptoms keep driving you crazy?
I haven't been focusing on the the story lately. I've been focusing on side stuff.
Or you been doing like the side quest?
Yeah.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 fan theories about All of Us Are Dead, Season 2. In this list, we're looking at the most tantalizing and persuasive speculation about the future of Netflix's zombie high school game. As of writing, a second season has yet to be greenlit, but hopes are high. Make sure you watch Season 1 because there will be spoilers. What did you hope to see in a second season of All of Us Are Dead? Tell us in the comments. Number 10, a new outbreak. First season ended with the zombie outbreak more or less under control. Kyosan and neighboring Yangon had been fun, but the military had blown up most of the zombies and sent in soldiers on foot to eliminate unrest. The latitude the series is based on, however, the virus had a different origin and eventually spread overseas. In the series finale, a Japanese fisherman is attacked by a strange worm that carries the virus, bringing the zombie apocalypse to Japan. In a similar vein, a second season of All of Us Are Dead could see a larger outbreak engulf South Korea, nearby countries, or even the entire world.
많이도 아니고 딱 한 명만 효산시 공세선을 넘어가면 어떻게 될까 시뮬레이션 한 건데. 저렇게 됩니다.
Number 9. Whistleblowers at work. The survivors of Kyosan High spent much of the first season hoping that the army would come to their rescue. Instead, the military left them behind, then bombed the town. This was a decision that appalled several of the adult characters outside the last cell. A second season could see them team up to investigate and expose the military's actions and whatever they get up to next. We'd love to see Jake and Muchal team up again and Assembly Woman Paco become a champion of the people. Most of all, we want to see if Screamer or Gibberish continues to miraculously survive against all odds. Number 8. Lebanon's virus. In their quest for a cure, the military brings in infected subjects for research. One of them is Staff Sergeant Lee Jae-jun, and another is the half-beat Moon Ji.
지금 저 상태가 죽은 거라고. 이재준 나사는 의학적으로는 사망 상태 맞고요. 저쪽은 아직 설명하기는 어렵습니다만.
Eventually, soldiers also bring in Mr. Lee's wife and son. Experiments reveal that the zombies are vulnerable to sound, but that's not how to cure them. While this research had a benevolent aim in Season 1, the military decided to weaponize the virus in For a powerful biological weapon of mass destruction with potentially disastrous consequences. Number 7. New kinds of zombies. Science teacher Mr. Lee created the Virus virus to make his son more aggressive. But, as with every mad scientist experiment, it had unintended side effects. One was, well, zombies, obviously. Another was half-zombies, nicknamed half-bees or ham-bees, a second season could introduce other mutations. As Lee explained, the virus adapts, changing in unexpected ways. When she is zombified, the unusual blistering on her skin seems to suggest something. Jay shares the same marks on his neck. A virus adapts this fast. Let's see other evolutions in the future. Number 6. Mr. Lee is a hybrid. In the original webtoon, the virus's mutants were all sides and seemed to be linked to some sort of parasitic organism in the waters of the Atlantic. The adaptation, however, has Mr. Lee engineered viruses for the show. The cycle of violence induced by a societal agent. Eventually, Mr. Lee himself falls victim to the monsters he created. However, when he transforms, his demeanor is curiously calm and deliberate. This has led fans to suggest that he actually became a half-beat. Will he be trying to stop the zombies or to help them against humans? Number 5. A cure. While some research might focus on weaponizing the virus, ultimately this could be fairly impractical. It would be difficult to ensure that an outbreak didn't expand to become a global apocalypse. In any case, scientists would definitely continue to look for a cure. Although Mr. Lee gave up, it doesn't mean it's impossible.
Find more of me here, the animators, element animation here.
If Mr. Lee became a half-beat, perhaps he himself could play a role in this research. If a cure is found, it could offer hope to zombies and their loved ones, as well as half-bees like Namra. Number 4. Revelations about the virus. We don't know much about how the virus works. Mr. Lee created it by extracting and refining testosterone. It adapts, interacting with antibodies in some victims to create half-zombies. But who determines who becomes a zombie? Or is it related to certain She wants to prevent you from posting a video online. Nika wanted to stop Jung-sun from incriminating him, and Namra wanted to save Surya and classmates. Number 3. Yosan Hybrid. First season finale reveals that Namra alive, having run off into zombie territory. In fact, she seems to be thriving, living her best life as a human-zombie hybrid. And she's not alone. There are others like her, hiding out in their new habitat.
Also shiny. So if you want to get an alpha shiny, if you just do the mass outbreaks like we've been doing, you'll have a chance to hopefully get that alpha shiny eventually. But again, your best
that a second season could focus on this group, and perhaps even see Namra becoming their class president, so to speak. Director Lee Jae-kyu's statements support the idea that a new community of half-beats will feature in the second season. Speaking to the Korea Herald, he said, quote, "If the first season can be seen as having presented humanity's survival, the second season will talk about the survival of zombies."
Now, there's a couple things that you can do to increase your odds before I show you guys how to do this. The first thing we're going to look at here is the Shining Chance odds. By getting a Dex Research 10 on any particular Pokemon, you are going to increase your chances of them being shiny right out the gate. You can see I've got Bronzong at level 10. That is immediately going to cut my odds from 1 in 4,000 to 1 in 2,000.
Number 2, caught in the middle.
And then you can actually complete every single research task for a specific Pokemon and get a perfect tag on that Pokemon. You will then have a 1 in 1,000 chance.
Now that Namra has her own group of half-beats, Joe and her friends might face some tough choices. Possible likely to cross out the game's targets, given the deadly virus they carry and their mission for undermining very much. The military seeks to wipe them out.
Shiny Charm, you get perfect research on that particular Pokemon, and research level tag on it. In my case, I already have air across their research level 10, but
Number 1, Jump Sun is alive. In the penultimate episode of season 1, Jump Sun is now as the military launches online, Jump Sun is dragged to the warship. About to kill Weedum anyway. Did he make the throw and be sure? Was he using Weedum to shoot himself on flames? Was he trying to stay down and lead into the cycle of violence in this world? Whatever the case, many fans believe that Jung-sun and possibly Weedum are still alive, with Jung-sun having become a half-beat. Namra couldn't see anyone there, but perhaps they were still regenerating, or long gone. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Lunch with Joe, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.
Then it will be different every single time. So what I'm going to do now is, like I said, I'm going to approach this Heracross over here. We're going to find the Heracross, and then I'm going to be able to check it
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 smartest decisions all of us are dead.
And then you can travel to that same awful Pokemon.
For this list, looking at the shortest choices that survivors make necklaces. Yes, I said so this is your got any tips? Leave in the comments. Number 10, going for the locals. One of the first things it does is local emergency services. So, Joe has to explain some location Sounds claim that there are zombies in this world as well. Joe has better location to fire. Unfortunately, there's children in the reporting. So, Jung-sun is no admittedly, his decision doesn't go down as commercial have access to. But for those who do, trapped in jump on survivors Joe remembers the science globe's drone. Once it's retrieved, they use it to search for chunks on and scope out the situation inside and outside the school. They also attach a note for rescuers. While this note isn't delivered, their little reconnaissance mission allows them to locate their friend and learn more about the state of the world around them. Grand Canyon University, a Christian university, is one of the largest universities in the country. Online students at GCU received over $100 million in scholarships in 2020. See what scholarships you qualify for. Eligible purpose at gcu.edu/. Number 8. Creating makeshift armor. Since zombie viruses are transmitted through blood and saliva, armor and padding are key. It only needs to save you from one fight to work it. Sancho equips the politicians he's rescuing with gloves, as well as elbow and hand pads. Sheltering jumps on chicken. Detective Jake and vigilante while the snippets don't claim to be zombie death, they act last throughout the electronic supplier. Shannon even manages to turn baseball gloves into shield guards. Their armor might handle a lot of spells, but they do really handle what you've got. Number 7. And now we got in not with the national archery team. Look at all those headshots. This luxury, of course, shoot zombies. Our heroes. Honey decides that they should head to the archery center. There's also an emergency program that can still work.
어차피 화살도 다 거기 있거든. 지금 20발도 안 남아서 학교 빠져나가려고 챙겨야지.
It might have been tempting to just make a break for the school ground exits, but making sure first that they can defend themselves while doing so was a sensible choice.
하겠어.
Number 6. Tying the parts together. The survivors flee to the auditorium. Right then, trapped in the survivor. They're at a loss for what to do next. The two leaders look out for them. By tying the two equipment parts together, they can extract a whole prayer that they felt right to the exit. That just leaves one question. Do they put it as a box? Suggests that they head to the mountain, taking advantage of the thunder, which is disorienting the zombies.
병으로 가서 오른쪽으로 나가면 테니스장이잖아. 거기서 영생활건만 통과하면 뒷산으로 갈 수 있지 않을까?
As Anjo points out, from the mountain they can reach Yangdong. Leaving the school for the wilderness is a wise decision. The mountain was bound to have fewer zombies. Getting there is easier said than done, and Yangdong turns out to have its own troubles. But it is a sound strategy. Number 4. Turning the fire hose into a rope. Fire safety equipment proves useful several times in All of Us Are Dead. Anjo uses a fire extinguisher to slow down an onslaught of zombies. Her dad, Soju, does the same with a fire hose. However, Chum-san gets the most points for ingenuity. Knowing that their barricade will soon break, he uses a mannequin arm to retrieve a fire hose in the hallway. Together, the survivors tie knots in the hose at regular intervals to create hand and footholds.
동그랗게 말아서 손이나 발 들어갈 정도.
그냥 발 들어갈 정도면 되는데?
지그재그로부터 50cm 간격으로 지그재그.
By feeding it out the window, they can clamber down to a safer shelter. This one's definitely going into our survival notebook. Number 3, using the PA system.
우린 여기 있고 청산이는 여기 있어. 음악을 이쪽 스피커에만 틀면 좀비들이 다 왼쪽으로 움직일 거야. 그럼 우리 우측 계단으로 해서 청산이 찾은 다음 중앙 계단으로 옥상으로 가면 돼.
Namura really earns her title of class president. In order to save Chung-san and reach the rooftop, Namura hatches a clever scheme. The zombies seem to be attracted to sound. By using the school's PA system, the students can lure their former classmates to one side of the building and move up the stairs. They just have to turn some speakers on and leave others off.
정상아 들려? 나야 수혁이. 우리가 거기로 갈 거니까 어디 가지 말고 가만히 있어.
This also allows them to let Chung-san know that they're on their way. The ancient CD they find doesn't have exactly what they were expecting, but it still works.
Introducing White Claw Surf. A whole new wave of White Claw.
Number 2, making for the rooftop.
옥상은 왜?
헬리콥터 계속 날아다니고 있어. 옥상에서 불 피우면 구하러 올지도 몰라.
We mentioned the rooftop already, but it deserves its own entry. Each time the survivors reach a new shelter, they're reluctant to leave, and we can't really blame them. But when rescue fails to come, they realize they have to move. Given the helicopter circling around the school, the rooftop makes sense. Of course, the way there is not easy. When they're trapped in yet another classroom, Wonjo comes up with a plan to use music to draw the zombies in behind a barricade.
여기 가운데 바리게이트 높이 설치하고 노랫소리로 불러드리는 거야.
When they're finally on the roof, they light a fire and build an SOS sign.
약자 아니야. SOS는 그냥 SOS야.
아니 그런 게 어딨어.
원래 그래. 아무 뜻도 없어.
It's not their fault the rescue operation is cancelled. Wonjo is right, by the way. SOS isn't an abbreviation, even though it has become associated with Save Our Souls. Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. Building a bathroom. Even in the end times, everybody's gotta go.
어떻게 써 이거를? 커버 있을 때는 때려. 커버 없을 때는 속여.
Using doors and windows as barricades. When zombies attack, pick up whatever you can. Making a stretcher. No child left behind.
거기 아니야.
뭐야? 저기로요?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, sticking together. Teamwork makes the dream work. Well, unless your friend is trying to eat you. In standard horror fare, beleaguered teens tend to bicker, leave shelter, and split up. Not so the students in All of Us Are Dead. While a few people peel off for side missions, they quickly realize how perilous this is. Na-young does provoke deep divisions early on, but Namura outs her as soon as she figures out what really happened.
뭘 봤는데? 네가 그런 거 맞잖아. 내가 안 그랬어. 내가 경수 그렇게 만든 거 아니라고. 나 경수 얘기하지도 않아.
After this, when Namura becomes a Hambi or half zombie, she's ultimately allowed to stay, becoming the group's secret. Can kill people, but so can internal strife in a crisis.
1번 따로 간다. 2번 같이 간다.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Watch Mojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.
Cross-functional work can be complicated, but managing it doesn't have to be. Because with Asana, you'll say goodbye to unnecessary meetings and things. First, you bring the whole team together around...
준비됐냐? 아니야.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most shocking moments in All of Us Are Dead.
아빠가 사랑해.
this list, we're looking at the most surprising, impactful, and gut-wrenching scenes in this high school zombie apocalypse series. Beware, there will be major spoilers, and of course, some bloody carnage.
대박.
How would you survive this crazy kid-eat-kid world? Tell us your plan in the comments. Number 10, the chaos of the outbreak. We all knew it was coming, but All of Us Are Dead still managed to fill the initial outbreak with some shocking moments. While she isn't the first to be infected, it's the school nurse whose bite unleashes chaos in the school. Seeing prey, she lunges into the hallway, right into a wall. Once back on her feet, she tears a huge chunk right out of a student's face. As the outbreak spreads, bodies rain down from the windows. Very quickly, there are more zombies than survivors. We're happy to say that we've never seen a cafeteria fight quite like this one. Number 9, Isak turns.
이사가 왜 이렇게 차? 뭐가?
The role of the best friend during the end times is an unlucky one in many a movie. We didn't necessarily expect Onjo's bestie Isak to make it to the end of the series, but to be honest, we didn't expect her to go out so early on either, in just the second episode. When she turned, it wasn't sudden either. It was gradual and heart-wrenching.
아니잖아. 나 그런 거 아니잖아.
The way she reacted was probably how we all would, with disbelief and horror. Even when all was lost, Onjo still tried to save her, holding on and refusing to let go. Number 8, Jimin finds her parents. A zombie outbreak is guaranteed to come with casualties, and there are plenty of those in All of Us Are Dead, but for some reason, this one really hit home. As the survivors fly a drone beyond the school grounds, Jimin suddenly recognizes a car. It's her dad's.
왜? 뭔데?
And when the drone swoops in for a closer look, we see her mom and dad inside, thrashing mindlessly. They had driven to the school to rescue her. Her grief feels all too real. A punch to the gut for everyone watching. It's just too easy to imagine being in her shoes. This was one shock that just hurt. Number 7, Jung-sun sees his zombified mom. This moment was just brutal. As the survivors escape the school building, Jung-sun comes face to face with his mother.
성산아!
In his rattled mind, she seems to be smiling and calling out his name. In reality, she has joined the undead. Not realizing who she is, his friends spring into action, clubbing her as she writhes on the ground. This means that Jung-san has to deal with the impact of losing his mother and of seeing her being beaten up by his friends at the same time. That is a lot to process. Number 6, Jun-young is bitten. The zombie apocalypse brings out the worst in human nature, both in terms of the zombies themselves and the selfishness of some survivors.
변할 수 있는 끝을 본 뒤에도 사람이 아름답다고 믿을 수 있을까?
But it also brings out the best, with students banding together and even laying down their lives for each other. Jun-sung sacrifices himself for Mi-jin, Soju for his daughter, and Woo-jin for his sister. But while these hit hard, there was something especially savage about Jun-young's fate. While arguing over strategy, Mi-jin hits and insults him. Jun-young promises to take responsibility for the plan. When Mi-jin is about to be bitten, Jun-young saves her and is bitten instead. Leaving protection, he uses his final moments to help his friends, letting himself be torn into as a screaming Mi-jin holds his hand. Number 5, fish is good for you. It's high in protein and a great source of omega-3 fatty acids. But it doesn't always hit the spot. After Eunji stumbles upon the Dean, she attempts to satisfy her new cravings with a few goldfish. However, realizing that she's been bitten, he tries to brain her with a thermos. Man, was this a bad move. The Dean had ignored her pleas for help when she was being bullied, and Eunji takes her revenge, showing him just how much she hates his guts.
내가 왕따 당한다고 했을 때 그러셨죠. 그걸 왜 나한테 말해? 내 단독에서 얘기하지.
All of Us Are Dead is all about the cycle of neglect and violence, and you see this theme manifested here in a visceral fashion. Number 4, the rescue is called off. We can't say we were that shocked when Eunji attacked Chul-soo. The two had been bullied together, but Chul-soo had been made an accomplice in her torment, and let her return to the school corridors alone.
그거 말고 난 다른 거 먹을래.
다른 거 뭐?
너?
But we were clutching our heads at the consequences of her action. Realizing that the infected can be asymptomatic, the commander calls off the rescue.
작전 취소! 물건만 확보해서 퇴출한다!
아저씨, 저 내려가요.
We get it. He doesn't want to risk bringing asymptomatic infected into the quarantine camp. But as the audience, we knew that the survivors were fine. Okay, Namra is a little infected, but she's a good zombie. Or Hamby, half zombie. Rescue had been so close, and suddenly, all those hopes were dashed.
명령이다. 발포해. 아저씨! 몇 명이라도 데려가시면 안 돼요? 쏴, 이 새끼야, 쏘래봐!
Number 3, Weenam turns, but survives. Since Weenam is set up as such a major antagonist, we were pretty surprised when he got stabbed in the eye and swarmed by zombies in the library in episode 5. However, as we soon learned, not everyone has the same reaction to the illness virus. In rare cases, the virus levels up to create a new kind of human. The reprehensible Weenam benefits from this ability.
요나스 바이러스는 항체가 들어오는 순간 스스로를 변형시켜 공격 목표를 잃게 만든다. 세포가 학습하며 진화한다고밖에 설명되지 않는다.
Waking up, he finds that he's turned, but he's still self-aware, his personality, memories, and motivations intact. What this creates is basically a super bully. Eunji and Namra have similar transformations, although they react in different ways. Number 2, Na-yeon infects Kyung-soo. Na-yeon was horrible from the outset, quick to assign blame while contributing nothing to the group herself. But we didn't realize she was this petty. When she's about to apologize to Kyung-soo, who she wrongly accused of being infected, she has a chance at redemption. Instead, she wipes her handkerchief on zombie blood and deliberately infects him, just to prove herself right.
평소에 내가 너 무시했던 거 알지?
됐어, 다 지난 일인데 나가자.
그래 뭐가 돼? 너 무시당할 만하잖아.
The moment Kyung-soo turns is heart-wrenching, underscoring the cruelty of Na-yeon's dirty deed.
정수야,
괜찮아. 다들 고마웠어. 꼭 살아.
Adding on to the shock, the zombie Kyung-soo ends up eating his best friend's mom. Salty. Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. Hyunju breaks her own back. Jeez, the crunch. The military shuts down communications. Right after Chung-sun went to all that effort to get a phone.
현재 시간을 기해
효산 시내의 휴대폰, 일반 전화, 인터넷을 포함한 모든 유무선 통신을 제한하겠습니다.
Chul-soo leaves the survivors to die. He heard their voices, but doesn't tell his rescuers.
확실하지? 너무 좀 내가 다 준비해요. 다 죽었어요, 저.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Jung-san's fate.
잘 가지고 있어라. 잘 가지고 있을게.
As one of the two main leads, Jung-sung seemed to have a good chance of making it to the end. After he reveals his romantic feelings to Eun-jo, they agree to talk about their friendship once they're safe and sound. However, Wee-nam's grudge keeps leading him back to Jung-sun. And in the penultimate episode, he bites Jung-sun. Frankly, we were pretty upset that his friend Soo-hyuk holds the others back while it happens, even if it was for their own safety. Oh yeah, and then Jung-sun gets his eye gouged out. Determined to take Wee-nam down with him, he is engulfed in flames as the military bombs Hyosan High. We did not really see that coming. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Watch Mojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.
Take a trip beyond your backyard. Compare your way there. Find the smartest credit cards for you on NerdWallet.